sensory needs and yeah, all things related to that world have been really fascinating with Tristan. So right off the get-go, when he was a baby, let's say just months old, um, first of all, he got really, really obsessed with dummies, or otherwise known as pacifiers. He absolutely could not get enough of them. So he would actually want very often more than one of them. And there was a time when he was a toddler that I caught him with four of them in his mouth. So that was so present for him. It caused so many issues. So loved them that, say, when we went out and he lost one, it would cause such issues. Even his granddad ended up having to rescue one that had been chucked, I think. Yes, that's been huge for him. Also, when he was really little, he loved anything that span. Every single toy out there that span, he was absolutely entranced by and obsessed with, and he could not get enough of watching things spin. That also meant that he loved the washing machine. He would lay there, he would watch it, he would be really, really, really focused on the washing machine, really fascinated by it spinning, and that actually went on for years. It actually felt that the washing machine helped him feel quite a lot calmer, and yeah, he really, really loves them to this day, really. Yes, the spinning was so present, and as he got older, from toddler years to his sort of young childhood years, he loved fans. So whenever we went out and you could see a fan on the back of a building, in a building, on a ceiling, anywhere, he was completely entranced by them, focused on them, fascinated by them, really, really loved them. Yeah, so as he's grown older, I think the fans and the spinning, that's become less of an obsession for him. He did also go through a period of really liking to bite and chew things, so much so that he would chew through his school uniform cuffs on any of his sort of tops and jackets. It meant that we had to replace a lot of things, or that just a lot of things looked really, really shabby, but he just really seemed to sort of seek out, again, that sort of sensory aspect with the chewing. I then ended up buying a special necklace with a chewy sort of rubber thing on it, which he actually managed to chew right through several of those. But we've moved on from that phase. Another thing with his senses is that he seems to not sort of separate senses in the same way that many of us would. So, for example, the world of smell, he can sort of mix that with other things. So there was a time when we were at a hotel and he said that the hotel smelled like Noddy's bottom, which is very comical to me. He's described his brother as smelling of Teletubbies, his other brother as smelling of Baby Shark, and he's described my thumb as smelling like a flattened Basildon. I'm not really taking that as much of a compliment, but there you go. So yeah, he kind of mixes up senses. He will often talk about painting music and songs. So there's specific ones. He really likes the song Symphony. And he will often talk about wanting to paint the music, so there's this sort of mixture there with his senses and how he experiences them. He's also obsessed really with the colour black. He really, really likes anything black, and is absolutely sort of fascinated by it. And at my parents' house, they have this black granite worktop in the kitchen. And sometimes he'll go and lay his head on the granite. And again, I'm sure there's something really sensory in that for him. Food-wise as well, these sort of sensory needs really come through. So he's never really liked boiled vegetables and stuff like that, and tends to prefer things on the sort of crunchy end of the spectrum. So, I don't know, watermelon, raw carrots, things like that. Pears as well. He really likes the crunch and things, and doesn't so appreciate things that have gone all kind of mushy. Potato, he cannot abide that. So, especially mashed potato or certain kinds of chips that have gone too sort of mushy for him, it almost sickens him, I would say. It's that extreme, his dislike of that. Another one is fried eggs. There was a time where he loved them, probably really had them too often, but then he went off of them because of having one that was too slimy. I can think of one time we were in a cafe and he had a full English breakfast, and they served those fried eggs that were, they were cooked but a little bit kind of slimy on top. And he put it in his mouth and then immediately vomited up the egg, and I had to take him out the cafe and calm him down. But yeah, that sort of slimy texture, he can't really deal with that very well. And obviously linking into the subject I've already spoken about, this white rectangles, these feel very much linked into his perception of the sensory, which does feel sort of, it feels very much merged across things into how things feel and how things look, and how things sound. Another thing that comes to mind is that when we lived in the flat previously, we lived in a flat not far away from where we live now, and it's just on a sort of first floor. And that flat was a sort of fairly old house, and it had some black mould growing in it. And Tristan was again fascinated by the black mould, and he believed that the mould grew to music. And there was a song, I think it was my mum that she used to sing, it's the Bee Gees song, Staying Alive. And Tristan would have heard that song. And he linked in that song with black mould growing. So there you are.